Here are 5 things we learned from Chelsea 0, Crystal Palace 0. For 1, Chelsea needs to sign a new centre-back. Archibong was brought into the team after Tosin and Levi Colwill got injured. Badiashile is also injured, so that meant that he needed to start the game alongside Chalobah. And he stood his ground. He played quite well in my opinion. However, Chelsea needs to sign another centre-back. We have Hato on the bench who can also play that role, but then an experienced defender would also be needed, looking at the fact that Levi Colwill, who's been very instrumental to this team, will be out for almost the rest of the season. So Chelsea needs to sign a centre-back, an experienced centre-back. Number 2, Esteval Williams will need to start games for Chelsea. The moment he came into the game, we could see how everything changed. Chelsea played much better. We could see how unpredictable he was, and that made it very difficult for the Crystal Palace defense to really stop him. And we could see that last chance also that he created for Santos. He gave him a lovely pass from the left. Santos also have held the ball and then slot the ball into the back of the net, but he was in a rush and he couldn't score that late goal for Chelsea. He changed the game the moment he was brought in, so he needs to start games ahead of Gittins, who is quite raw. Number 3. For games against teams like Crystal Palace that have very strong defenders who are very physical, we need to start with Delap ahead of João Pedro. This was quite clear. The moment Delap came in, we could see a difference with how the team was playing. Delap was able to find his way around these defenders and was able to have some chances and created a few things, created some problems when he came into the game. So he would need to start ahead of João Pedro, or better yet, João Pedro could play as one of the wingers on one of both sides, either taking the role of Neto, then Cole Palmer plays the other role, or Esteval. That way Chelsea will be able to properly harness the qualities Delap brings into the fray against very physical sides like Crystal Palace. Number 4, you need to respect Eberechi Eze. He wants to leave Crystal Palace to join Tottenham Hotspur, but he still made himself available, played in the game, and even scored a fine goal, which was then disallowed by VAR. That has to be respected. That quality has to be appreciated by any team. And I'm sure Crystal Palace fans are really excited that he shows a lot of respect to the team as a whole. And then number 5, Oliver Glasner is a top manager. He's shown over and over again, at least in the last few months, that he's really good. He has a way of properly arranging his team against different sides, especially top sides in the league. And gradually, Crystal Palace seems to be getting their identity. They are growing from one point to the other. Within the last few months, he's already won the Community Shield and the FA Cup. So he's a fine manager. He's shown this from his time at Frankfurt and now in the Premier League. So you need to respect the name Oliver Glasner. If you liked this, please like, share and subscribe.